What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Snack Time. My name is Ben. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a cool little open source project called Trip. So Trip is a kind of a tourist kind of like going on an excursion. Or we have a bunch of places that we want to see, and we need to be able to track which ones we want to see, what have we already seen, and also like make sure we have everything for our trip. So when you're planning a trip to like Europe or even the next state over, this would be a good thing for you to use, especially if you're just trying to keep a list of the places that you want to see when you're in a strange new land. So let's take a look at the project here. We do have a demo if you want to jump into that one. I also set up one on my instance, so we'll be able to take a look at that. But yeah, pretty straightforward, not a huge project, but what it does very well. I'm totally excited to show you this. There's a bunch of awesome screenshots. I know David over at DB Tech loves screenshots. So there you are, David. Hope you enjoy them and all of their magnificent beauty. If you haven't checked out DB Tech, definitely check out his channel. He is one of the inspirations for this channel, actually, because he does some really amazing reviews of open source software. But enough of plugging him. Let's get back to our channel. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the software. I'm going to kind of give you the ins and outs, give you the $5 tour, and then we're going to jump into the installation where we're going to be using Docker to set this up on our own server. And we're going to also create a subdomain so we can access it from anywhere in the world. Because, obviously when we're out doing our grand tour, it might be behoove us to be able to access it from the internet. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to jump over. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sign in. All right, we are in like Flynn. All right, let's jump in and let's zoom out a little bit. So I went ahead and set up mine so that whenever I sign in, I go to a specific longitude and latitude. You can totally configure that to be whatever you want. And that's actually a good starting point for us. Let's jump into the settings so you can see the things that you can configure about this software. If we click on our little gear option, not a ton of things. We can buy them a coffee. We can check for updates. There is an update apparently. Cool. So just goes to show you that this is definitely under active development. We can import, export our data too. Let's see if we import. I'm not sure exactly what we're importing here. It doesn't really say. Obviously, we want to import some images, but there's probably some sort of particular file. It looks like it uses a JSON. If you want to back up your trip, maybe you want to back it up from this trip software and put it into a different one. I don't know. Let's jump over to tweaks. We have low network mode. We have dark mode. Definitely encourage you to use that. A GPX indicator, if enabled. Let's see, zoom in here. It says if enabled, display a compass and a place bubble when GPX is present. I think that's have to do. I think it's like GPS with like your phone or something. And if I'm wrong, correct me down below. We have our currency. So if you use a dollar. Awesome. If you use the euro, you can replace that. The currency isn't so much important. It really will help you track how much maybe like admission is in a particular place, which that's kind of cool. But there's really nothing really beyond that I can really tell. Going to maps, this is where we have our longitude and our latitude. We can also specify the tile layers. I'm just going to leave that alone because I'm not exactly positive what that is. I'm sure there's some explanation somewhere around here. And next up, we have our categories. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. What this is whenever you are creating places to visit, you can give them certain categories. These are the ones that were built into the software. But if you said, hey, I want some more categories, adding them is pretty easy. Just give it a name. You can also replace the default image if you want to. That's pretty much it as far as the configuration. Pretty easy peasy. Let's go ahead and click on the X here. And let's start by, let's create a couple of places first. That's probably the best way of starting this. So let's find somewhere we want to visit. Maybe I want to visit I think there's an art museum in Cincinnati. So let's do this. Let's open up Maps and .google.com. So what it can do is it can take Google Maps information and put that into the system, specifically like the coordinates and I believe the name too. So let's see here. If there's I believe it's a Cincinnati Art Museum. Cool. There it is. And here we go. So with the link at the top, all we have to do is copy this guy. Let's head back to our trip and let's do this. Let's right click and let's add a point of interest. And what we can do here is we can give it a name. Cincinnati Art Museum. And no, I can't spell and I'm okay with it. And I can't spell museum, that's pretty bad. All right, and for place, what we can do is you can paste that URL in there. And if you click on this, it says you can paste Google Maps links and to fill in name, place, longitude, latitude, and everything else. So let's also give this a category. You can see our longitude and latitude has already been filled out for us. We're going to do culture for this guy. Let's see, duration. How long do we want to stay there? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to really specify that right now because we're not really creating a trip. We're just adding a point of interest. Maybe this is how long you could potentially be in there. So hey, let's take a guess. Let's just say that I want to spend like 3 hours in there. Again, the time, I don't think it matters too much. We're just going to put 3. Assume that's hours. Let's see. Price. This is also where your currency comes in. For this, we're going to say that admission is $15. And this is cool. Check it out. Is it pet friendly? Pets are allowed? Probably not. Have you visited this already? A yes or no. And then we can also change the image of this location as well. We're not going to, but well, actually, yeah, forget about it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and right click and let's save this image. And we're going to save it to our desktop here. And hopefully it's saved all pretty like. And let's click on this guy. Let's edit it. Let's go to our desktop. Let's upload this. Here we go. Cool. We can do a description if you want to. I'm just going to say this is the place where art is stored and presented. Do whatever you want there. After we have this done, we're going to hit create. And what it's going to do is it's going to take those longitude and latitude it got from Google Maps. It's going to put it right on that map for you. So we can go ahead and zoom in straight here. And so right here, we have our art museum, and we can click on this guy. We can get a little bit of information about it. If we have visited it, we can add it to our checklist of places that we have visited already. So this is also a great way to keep track of maybe like all the places you visited while you traveled, and you can go back in time and be like, hey, look, this is so cool. This is where I've been. We can also favorite it, it looks like. So we can let a little star there. We can delete it, and then obviously we can edit it to bring up that same exact screen we were just at. Okay, well, now that we have added a place, let's find one more place to add. I'm just going to go ahead and let's do the Speedway, Indianapolis. There we go. The Speedway in Indiana looks like a beautiful place for us to visit. It's a little, oh, cool. Just a little place for us to drive around. I definitely want to add this to my list of places to visit whilst I am in the Ohio area. So let's do this. It doesn't matter where you click. I believe, yeah, up here you have your points that you can list if you want to. We have filters. I don't see a place where we can just add anything. I think if you just right click and hit add point of interest and we place this in here, then we can go ahead and it'll fill out all this for us. Well, let's say this is going to be entertainment. The cost is going to be $10 and it's going to be pet friendly, and I'm not going to specify a duration this time. So let's go ahead and hit create. So if we zoom out a little bit, a lot of it, a whole lot of it, here we go. We have our Speedway. I did not change the default image, so it's just going to be the default image right there. One good thing to know is this map right here is really awesome because it doesn't require you to have like a Google API or something. But then again, you're not getting like the satellite view, right? So it's just going to be a map. You're not going to be able to like zoom in like you do with Google Maps, change and get traffic, any of that sort of thing. So that is, I won't say a negative, but it is just something to be aware of. So, all right, so now we're going to do something. We're going to plan a trip. Our vacation starts today. Let's go ahead and go to our trips. And we be okay. Well, I'm going to hit create a trip, and we're going to be the what is this? We're going to be going to the Northeast excursion vacation. Yeah. Our currency we're going to set to $. I don't think it's a required field. We're going to start our trip. Let's see. It's going to start it on October 14th, and it's going to run to let's say October 18th. Going to give ourselves some time to travel. Again, we have the option to edit our image. So we're just going to leave it alone. You can change it if you want to. I'm just going to, screw it. Let's just change this again too. I'm just going to name it. I'm just going to change it to that same art museum picture. All right, so when we have it created, here is our trip that we have to create our plans. So let's click on this guy. We have our map over here on the right, and I'm going to make myself small because I want you to be able to see. And actually, I'm going just to turn my video off for now because I want you to be able to see all the screen. And my face is just going to get in your way. And bloop, there we go. I'm gone. But I'm still here. I'm like a disembodied head. All right, so we have our plans. Let's see what we can do. We want to add to our plans. Cool. All right, so we have several days to choose from. Our first day may be full of traveling. Let's go ahead and do October 15th. Let's specify our time. I want to get to the museum at, let's say 1300 hours, 1 o'clock. And I'm just going to call this my museum. And I cannot spell. Trudge. I'm not going to put my longitude and latitude in there quite yet. Now let's go ahead and click on create. So this is our very first plan that we have. We're not have a place specified quite yet, and that's okay because we haven't added any places to visit. So maybe we do that in a different order. Maybe we add our places first and then we add our plans. Sounds like a good idea. Let's click on add, and I want to go to the museum, and I also want to go to this awesome speedway in Indiana. Not the Indiana Speedway, but just a speedway. So I have some currency here set up already, which you'll see it's pulling euros, which is kind of weird, especially since we told it to use dollars. But did we though? Let's check back. Let's head back to our main page and let's find our let's find our list of our little trips that we added here. Let's click on this guy. And let's see if we look in, we got price is 15. I can't add a $sign. That it might be a bug considering we did add like the currency right here as a $sign. That may actually be in the fix that is obviously available at the making of this video. But again, very active project, something to keep in mind. So when we go back to our trip, let's ignore the fact that we're going to be paying in euros. Money is just a number in this instance anyway. It'll add up just the same as a dollar will. So we have our places specified here. Let's go under our plans and let's edit this guy. I'm going to click on edit. So what we do is here we go. Here's our places. Let's go ahead and we're going to go to the Cincinnati Art Museum right now. Awesome. Let's go ahead and update this guy. So our very first trip, our very first destination on our trip is going to be to the Cincinnati Art Museum. Let's add another day to this. I'm going to go for, how about the 16th? I'm going to spend quite a bunch of time. I want to get to the Speedway. So I'm going to go ahead and create my my journey here. I'm going to drop down and click Speedway. If I don't input anything in this text, it's going to do it for me, which is awesome. Got my price there. My status I can also change. Kind of glazed over that first one, but we can say, you know what, books constraint, optional. Actually, I really want to do this, and I've booked some time there, so I'm going to go ahead and create that guy. So we got a cute little green dot there, which is totally awesome. I'm also going to say that this is an optional, which looks like that's what controls the little green and purple dot right there. As far as I know, we can't add any statuses to these places, just something to keep in mind. But that might be a future release. So now we have our journey planned out. We have the cost that it's gonna run us. We got 15 euros here, 10 euros there, and we have our plans all set. So what are we missing now? Well, let's see. Maybe we need to make sure that we have packed certain items. Maybe we need to make sure we have enough gas, or that we've packed a spare change of underwear. Here at the top right, it looks like we can add additional people, which is kind of cool. So you can support multiple users. But what we're looking for, not so much that, we are looking for our checklist or packing list. So if you look at the very top, here we go, got our packing list. So this is great. I don't know about you, when I travel, I always forget something. Let's go ahead and make sure we don't forget this. I want to 10 quantity of, let's say, socks. Awesome. I got clothes, toiletries, tech, documents, others. All right. So I got my 10 pairs of socks. Let's see. What else do I need? I need 15 pairs of pants. Okay. And then we have, I want 50 rolls of toilet paper. You never know, man. You got your toiletries. There we go. Cool. We got our toiletries, we got our socks, and we got our pants and everything else too. Awesome. All right, now we should definitely check out the checklist too. Maybe this is some other things we want to track. So let's go to add item. And let's say we want to fuel up the car. Always a good thing to do. So here we go, we got our checklist. So as we're looking at our trip, we have our destinations already picked out. These are the places that we want to go. We do have a checklist of things that we need to do. So pack, you know, hey, all right, cool. I got this one. This puts a little line through it. I don't know if you saw that. Definitely cool. I got 10 pairs of socks. Check. And I need to go to the store for my, well, yeah, I need this one. I'll leave this to do. I need to get my toilet paper. All right, let's go to our checklist. And if we fuel up our car, we can also check that. So it'll just help you really kind of like track the things that you always forget when you're going on this big trip. You know, it'll just help you kind of keep an eye on that. So as we go and we visit these places, you know, we can definitely edit them and say, hey, you know, we did visit you. I'm saving like some of the best features for last. Actually, the one that I really love, wouldn't it be cool if I could plan my route in here too? All right, so I'm saving one of the coolest features for last. And let me come back on so that you can see my reaction. Okay, if you go to the top of the page here, we can do a couple of things. We can open up Google Maps for directions. I think that's awesome. We can also show itinerary on the map. So we see that we're going from this place to this place. Lovely. We can print it if you're feeling old fashioned. Maybe you don't want to carry your phone with you. That's okay too, man. You don't have to. But let's do this. Let's click on open Google Maps for directions. So what it's going to do is it's going to put those two places, and it's going to create you a map of places to go. So check this out. So we're going here, and then we're going there. What I want to do, I haven't tested out yet. I want to add another location. Bear with me. I want to see if it adds like a third place. So let's do this. I am going to add Disneyland or Disney World or something. Yeah, Disney World. What's the one in Florida? Disney World, Florida. There we go. Let's add this one to our trip too. Why not? If I'm going to be on the East Coast, might as well go ahead and go to Disney. Got Walt Disney there. Perfect. Price is, let's splurge a little bit and get the awesome tickets with the speedy line bypassing funness. Festival event, sure, whatever. Maybe it's Mickey's birthday. Let's go ahead and create that. Let's go back to my trips. And let's add that as a place. Actually, I don't want to add a place. I want to, yeah, here we go. Boom. And confirm. Awesome. There it is right there. We got these two. We got our adult Walt Disney. Let's go ahead and add another day. Let's do that on the 18th. I don't know why the 17th is below the 18th. That's really weird. Whatever. Not going to nitpick yet. All right. I'm going to go ahead and add that guy. I'm going to make my head smaller so I can see there. Let's see. I got this one. I'm going to make this constraint. Sure, whatever. And the time that I want to visit, I want to be there when it opens. So I'm going to get there at 6 a.m. Cool. All right. So now let's click on my open Google Maps. Okay, cool. I was hoping it was going to do that. So check it out. So it did all three of them. And it gave me a starting point, an end, you know, the middle point, which is where I'm going to Indiana after I go to Cincinnati for a little bit, which is really weird. It's like right there and then right there. Huh. States are fun. And then next up, I'm going to drive all the way down here and I'm going to go to Disney. Going to Disney. But first I need to start in Cincinnati, where I can get some culture. Yeah, culture's good. Let's zoom out. So what do you think? Is this something you might use? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. There's a couple of different softwares out there that do something very similar. I really like this one, and it's under active development. You can't ask for much more than that. Let's do this. I am going to now show you how to set this up on your own machine. We're going to need a couple things. We're going to be using Docker. We are going to be using Portainer. And we're also going to be using Nginx Proxy Manager because we wanted to set up our own subdomain. This is going to be a super easy process. There's not a lot of moving pieces to this. That's why I spent so much time just kind of showing you the software, because I know the installation is going to be like, boom, super quick, it's done. So I will see you over there in just a second, and let's go ahead and get this thing cranking. All right, let's start this journey off where we usually start things off, and that is at the GitHub page. All right, so we are at the GitHub page, and we can see that there is active development all the way 7 hours ago. Pretty awesome. You can use the terminal to deploy this, but we're going to be super awesome, and we're going to deploy it with the Docker Compose file, and we're going to be using Portainer. With that being said, let's click on our Docker Compose file, take a look at it. Very easy and peasy at the same time. I'm going to copy this raw file, and let's head over to Portainer. And once we are at Portainer, we're going to go under stacks, and we're going to add a stack. Let's call this trip. Let's paste in that text. No environment file to worry about, but I'm going to do the same thing that we do with every single video that I do here, and that's break down this, albeit short, Docker Compose file. We're still going to take a look, make sure we got everything all situated. Let's zoom in. All right, so we're going to start off with the image. We're just pulling that. That's fine. We're going to be pulling that that trip container or that trip image. Next up, we have our ports. So this is the time of the video where you decide, am I just going to run this locally and not make it internet facing? Or am I going to go ahead, expose it to the internet, and so that way I can access it from wherever I want? Totally up to you. We are going to make it internet facing. So for that, I'm going to comment out this port and this port right here, because we don't want somebody just to get to this server straight. We're going to be running it through Nginx Proxy Manager, making it secure. Next up, we have the volumes. We are going to make a change to this. He uses this /storage, but I prefer to let Portainer manage my storage using like, I think it's called mapped volumes, I believe. Yeah, so I'm going to change that, and then we're going to add a line at the bottom. This next one is the command that it's going to run when it first starts, and that's just firing up the Python script. Very, very basic stuff. Let's go ahead and hit enter a couple of times. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in volumes. Is it volumes or volumes? I think it's volumes. Then colon, and then it's already tabbed for me, which is awesome. And I'm going to add storage, and then another colon there. And what that's going to do is that's just going to create my storage volume for me, and this is going to map it. So very easy and peasy. Like I said, let's go ahead and deploy this guy. Make sure our syntax is good. It is. We are deployed. Awesome. We go into our stack. It's running. Easy and peasy. All right, now we're going to set up our subdomain. I'm going to go to Namecheap. This is the one that I use. If you decided to use somebody else, totally cool, man. We're just going to be setting up an A record and pointing it to our server. So let's do this. Let's grab our server IP address first. Mine is at the top here. I'm just going to copy this guy. I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit add a record. I want to make it an A record. Remember, A records are for subdomains. A record's going to add whatever you type in here in front or the left-hand side of the main domain. If you are making it this domain only for your trips, then you just add an @ symbol, and that means it'll just redirect whoever goes to there. But we are not going to do that. We're going to call it trip, and we're going to add IP address, and we're going to hit save. Yep, easy, easy, easy. So now we have trip.synhow.com. Very quick. And let's do this. Next up, we do need to do some Nginx Proxy Manager magic. It's going to be 2 steps. We're going to be adding the Nginx Proxy Manager onto the same network that Trip app is on. That's very, very straightforward. Let's go to stacks, containers, and we're going to find our Nginx app. I'm going to make myself small again, and we're going to go and scroll down all the way to the bottom, and we're simply going to join the same network. So we're going to select the network, and we're going to find our Trip one. Do you see it? I am not seeing it. Helps if you scroll down a little bit. Click on Trip default, click on join network. All right, now our Nginx Proxy Manager is on the same network as our Trip container, which that means they can now talk to each other because they're fast friends. Now let's go over to our Nginx Proxy Manager and create our proxy host. We don't have any quite yet. That's fine. Let's go ahead and create our domain name. I want to call it trip.synhow.com. Want it to match what we put in to Namecheap. And now it's asking us for our host name / IP address. Always use the host name. IP addresses change, and you don't want to keep up with that. Let's go to our containers, and our host name is just going to be the name of the container, trip-app-1. Paste that here. Make sure you don't have any. Oh, check this out. It's a little devil right there. You see right here? The white space. It cause you trouble. Make sure you get rid of him. No white spaces. Sorry. Now we need a port. And that is going to be the port that the container is expecting to hear traffic on. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. If you go back to the container file, it's right here. On the left-hand side, we have our port here. This is the port that it would have opened up to listen on. And this is the port that it's listening on in the container side. So 8080 would have basically port forwarded over to 8000. We're going to copy this. I mean, we could just type it. I mean, I'd be super lazy. And we're going to paste it here. It was running HTTP. That's cool. I'm going to block common exploits. I'm going to enable WebSockets for it. I'm going to save that guy. Next thing I want to do is I want to encrypt my traffic. I don't want this all sitting on the net and everybody can sniff and find my traffic. No, thank you. I'm going to edit this guy. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little better. I'm going to go to SSL, and we're going to drop down. We're going to request a new certificate. I'm going to force that SSL. No optional here. And I'm going to agree to the terms of service. If you did everything correct and in the order that we did it, then this should work for you just fine. However, if you get an error message, like a little red error box or something, it may just be that you might have had a typo when you put in the domain, the subdomain, or it could be that the DNS just hasn't propagated yet. But we're using Let's Encrypt, and sometimes that is delayed. For us, we are good. That went away, no error message. We are now Let's Encrypted. Let's click on our URL here, see if we did everything right. Bada bing, bada boom. We did. We are not authorized. We will need to create our first account. I'm just going to call it Ben. I'm going to give myself a super secure password, and I'm going to register. Once you are registered, you are now good to go. And the first thing we want to do is come in here and enable dark mode because we're cool like that. There you go. All right, guys, what'd you think? Was that super quick? Did anybody get lost? I hope not. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me today, and I hope you enjoy the software. You guys take it easy.